Hello everyone, welcome to Amarjyoti's Crochet World. Today I'm here once again with my new tutorial. Today we are going to make the part 2 of this beautiful crochet fish table mat. So in part 1 we had done till now, till this one, like this. We had made up to the 4 blocks apart from this square. So in total we are going to make, see, one square. This is the face. This is, I'm not counting. These blocks I'm going to count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. So basically these 8 blocks we are going to make. So in total we have made 4 blocks till now. So in today's video we will be making the remaining 4 blocks and the edging and the tail portion. Okay, so let's quickly begin this beautiful project, the remaining work that we are doing for this fish mat. So I have tucked in all the loose ends. So at the back this is also clear. This is the front side. The, as I told you in the last video, you have to use any thin 4-ply yarn. Thick yarn won't work uh, for the required table mat. If you want to make a bigger mat, then you can use a thick yarn as well. Okay, so as I have made, I can show you, I have made this foot floor mat, fish floor mat, made with blanket yarn. So it's about 3.5, 3.5 feet long. So it's a big one, the floor mat, carpet like fish mat I have done. So made using the same pattern, but it is a huge fish. So it is made with blanket yarn. It's a thickest yarn. Okay, so you, if you want to make the only the table mat, then you need to use the thin yarn. Okay, and quickly revising the material we need, as I told you, the yarn, the hook I am using, you have to use the relevant crochet hook, but I am using 3.0 mm crochet hook, tapestry needle to hide all the ends, pair of scissors, and now I'll suggest take a stitch marker. I'll show you what to do with the stitch marker. Keep the stitch marker with you, keeping the scissors away. Okay, so now sometimes you are confused. You have to make a decrease on the edges but not in the middle. But while crocheting you may find, you may lose the middle of the work. Okay, so I will suggest take a stitch marker in the center. Whenever you make a work over here, mark the stitch mark with it. Okay, so when you work over here, stitch mark with it. Okay, so I'm, because I'll be working now from here, so I'm going to mark the stitch marker over here. So it will tell me that this is the center and I'm not going to make any increase or decrease over here. Okay, so only decrease will be there on the right side, on the left side, not in the middle where I'm marking with my stitch marker. You can use it earlier also. Sorry, I forgot to tell you in the last video, but this is, you can attach the stitch marker so that you will not be confused for the middle vein of the fish. Okay, so this will remain straight. Almost all the pattern in the last eighth block, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, eighth block, that you have to mm, change some pattern there, the vein need to be straightened one. Okay, so now I'm going to work. So attaching another color here, my color should be the pink one. So with the slip knot, attach on the right corner of the work. Now start with chain 3. Every row starts with chain 3. Okay, because it is made in double crochet stitches, so you have to start with chain 3. Now skip the granny block below and in the next chain space make 3 double crochet stitches. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1. Now keep on working like this. 3 double crochet stitches. Chain 1. Skip the granny block. 3 double crochet stitches in the next chain space. Chain 1, 3 double crochet stitches in the next chain space. Chain 1, like that. Complete it till the end. You will end the row with chain 1 and 1 double crochet stitch on the last stitch. So I'll meet you at the end of this first row of this fifth block. So this row has been done. Row number 2 of fifth block, start with chain 3, turn your work, 3 double crochet in the first chain space, 2, 3, chain 1, and like this keep on working till the last block. Okay, so make 3 double crochet in the last stitch, and then I'll show you how to end the row. Okay, so keep on making 3 double crochet, chain 1 space till the this last chain space over here. Okay, now I'm at the end of row number 2. So we are in the last stitch, last chain space, making 3 double crochet stitches, chain 1. Now the last granny block, skip it, and then 1 double crochet stitch on the top of 3 chains, or the last stitch. Okay, so this is your row number 2. So this way it is getting curvy in the round shape to make the stomach of the body of the fish. Okay, so now let's start row number 3. Start with chain 3, turn your work, 1 double crochet stitch in the first chain space, chain 1, skip the granny block, 3 double crochet stitches in the next chain space, and like this chain 1, keep on making till the end with chain 1 and 1 double crochet stitch on the top of last stitch. Okay, row number 3, I'll meet you at the end of row number 3. So row 3 is done. Let's start row number 4. Start with chain 3, turn your work, make 3 double crochet stitches in the first chain space, chain 1, and keep on working till this second last chain space. In the last chain space, I'll show you what stitch you have to make, how many double crochet you have to make. So till the last second chain space, keep on making 3 double crochet stitches and chain 1. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of row number 4. Skip the last chain space. The last chain space will be making together. Okay, so the end of row number 4, let's do it. I've done 3 double crochet stitches, chain 1. This is done in the last second chain space. In the last chain space, make only 2 double crochet stitches, 1 and 2. And then without making chain space, skip the 1 double crochet below. On the top of chain 3, make 1 double crochet stitch. So in total you have made 3 double crochet stitches, 2 in the chain space, 1 on the last stitch. Okay, so this way your row number 4 is done for the fifth block. Fifth row of the fifth block, start with chain 3, turn your work, and then skip the next 2 double crochet stitches, come in the first chain space, make only 2 double crochet stitches. Okay, and then chain 1 and 3 double crochet stitches in the next chain space, like that keep on making till the end. You will be ending with chain 1 and one double crochet stitch on the last stitch, and then finish off this yarn, because you will be working on this side again. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of row number 5. So our fifth block is done. Now let's make the sixth block. We were working like this. Now rotate your work like this. Now we will be working on this side. Okay, so this is the center or the right side of the work. So from here we will attach our work yarn with the help of a slip knot. Start with chain 3. In the first chain space, make 3 double crochet stitches. This is the middle or the center. So here we are not going to make any kind of increase or decrease. The same pattern will be there in the center. 2, 3, chain 1, skip the block, and then in the next space 3 double crochet stitches, chain 1, like that. Keep on working till the this last chain space, not the corner, just the last, this chain space. So in total you will be working 1 2 3 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 granny blocks till here. Make 3 double crochet, that is 11 granny blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes, 11 3 double crochet stitches, 11 times 3 double crochet stitches and chain 1. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of row number first of sixth block. So for row number 1, I have done 3 double crochet stitches in each of the chain spaces below and one chain 1 in in between. But at the end, I am not ending with chain 1. Just 3 double crochet stitches in the last chain space and 1 double crochet on the top of last stitch. So your row number 1 is done. Okay. So row number 2, start with chain 3, turn your work, chain 1, that is in total you are making chain 4. Skip the granny block. In the next chain space, make 3 double crochet stitches, chain 1 and keep on making 3 double crochet stitches in the each of the chain spaces and chain 1 space in between. So you will end up with chain 1 and 1 double crochet stitch on the top of last stitch. So I'll meet you at the end of row number 2. So row number 2 is also done. Start with chain 3. Row number 3 is starting with chain 3 and 3 double crochet stitches in the first chain space, chain 1, skip the block, 3 double crochet stitch in the next chain space, chain 1, keep on making 3 double crochet chain 1 till this space. The last 3 double crochet and chain 1, this you have to avoid. Don't make it in the last stitch, last chain space, but second last, keep on making 3 double crochet stitches and chain 1 till here. I'll meet you at the end and show you how to end the row. Okay, so keep on making like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. In total you have to make 3 double crochet stitches and then chain 1 spaces. The last stitch I am going to tell you how to end it with. Okay. Okay, so now we are at the end of row number 3 and with chain 1 and skip the last granny block. In the last chain space, make 1 double crochet stitch. On the top of chain 3 or the last stitch, make 1 double crochet stitch. So you are ending with 2 double crochet stitches. Okay, so this is the end of row number 3. Row number 4, start with chain 3, turn your work, skip 1 double crochet stitch below. In the first chain space, make 2 double crochet stitches, chain 1, skip the block and 3 double crochet stitches, chain 1 and keep on working like this till the end and you will end up with chain 1 and 1 double crochet stitch on the last stitch. This is your row number 4 of 6th block. Okay, so now I am done with for row number 4. Let's start row number 5. Start with chain 3, turn your work, 3 double crochet stitch in the first chain space, chain 1, skip the block, 3 double crochet in the next chain space, chain 1 and then keep on working like this till this space, not the last chain space. Skip the last chain space. I'll tell you how many double crochet stitches are to be done in the last chain space. So in total you will be making 3 double crochet blocks. How many? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. This time you will be making 9 granny blocks or 9 pairs of 3 double crochet stitches separated by chain 1. So I'll show you what to be done in the last chain space. Okay, so we'll be working last chain space together. Okay, so let's end the row number 5 of 6th block. In the last chain space, make 2 double crochet stitches and 1 double crochet stitch on the last stitch, that is on the top of 3 chains. So this is your 5th row is also done. 6th block is done. Finish off this yarn because we will be working on this side now. So cutting the yarn. Okay, that's it. So we have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 blocks. This is the middle vein. You can shift your stitch marker from here to here just to remind you that this is the center vein and you are going to keep it straight over here also. Okay, so that's it. You can shift it or keep on attaching the stitch markers till the in the whole vein. That's your wish. Okay, so now after completing the sixth block, revolve or rotate your work to this side. So we'll be working on the right corner of this side. So taking another color, so this time we are going to work the blue shade. Attach the yarn in the last stitch, sorry, the first stitch of this side. Start with chain 3. Okay, so now we are going to make seventh block of this fish, the seventh block, and then eighth block will be the last one. Okay, starting with chain 3, skip 2 double crochet stitches below. In the first chain space, make 2 more double crochet stitches. So in total we have done 3 double crochet stitches including your chain 3 without any gap. So one on the first, the starting stitch, or the chain 3, top of the chain 3, this one. Then after that, after skipping 2 double crochet stitches in the first chain space, 2 more double crochet stitches we have done. Okay, now chain 1, skip the granny block and then make a granny block in the next chain space. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1, skip the block like this. Keep on making till the end. You will end up with chain 1 and 1 double crochet stitch on the last stitch. So you will end up with your first row of 7th block. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. So row number 1 is done. Let's start row number 2. Start with chain 3, turn your work, 3 double crochet stitches in the first chain space, 3, chain 1, skip the granny block below, 3 double crochet stitches in the next chain space, chain 1. So keep on making like this till the end. In the last chain space you will be making only 2 double crochet stitches and 1 double crochet stitch on the last stitch. Okay, so this row number 2, you will be making 3 double crochet stitches, chain 1 in each of the chain space below except the last one. In the last chain space make 2 double crochet stitches and the 1 double crochet stitch on the last stitch. We'll be making together the last stitch, the last granny block. Okay, so to make it till here, so your granny square stitches 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make 8 pairs of 3 double crochet stitches. The last one we will be working together. Okay, so I'm on the end of the last chain space. In the last chain space, make 2 double crochet stitches without making chains one space. Skip the 2 double crochet below. On the last stitch, make 1 double crochet stitch. This is your end of row number 2. Row number 3, start with chain 3, turn your work, skip 2 double crochet below. Okay, in the first chain space, you are going to make 1 double crochet stitch, chain 1, skip the block, and 3 double crochet stitches, chain 1 and 3 double crochet stitches in each of the stitches, end with chain 1 and 1 double crochet stitch on the last chain space, last stitch. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of row number 3 of 7th block. Okay, row number 3 is done. Row number 4, start with chain 3, turn your work, 3 double crochet stitches in the first chain space, chain 1, skip the first double crochet block, granny block, make 3 double crochet stitches in the next chain space, chain 1, and making 3 double crochet stitches in each of the stitches except the last one. In the last chain space, make 1 double crochet stitch and 1 double crochet on the last stitch. So I'll meet you at the end of this row and we will be making this together. Okay, so keep on making 3 double crochet stitches in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. 7 times 3 double crochet stitches, chain 1 space, and then I'll meet you at the we will be working the last chain space together. So we are at the end of this row number 4, and the row by making 1 double crochet stitch in the last chain space and 1 double crochet stitch on the row number 4 is done. Row number 5, start with chain 3, turn your work, skip 1 double crochet stitch below. In the first chain space, make 1 double crochet stitch, chain 1, skip the granny block, 1 double crochet stitch in the next chain space, chain 1. Now keep on making 3 double crochet stitches, chain 1 and like this. Okay, you will end up with chain 1 and 1 double crochet stitch on the last stitch. So I'll meet you at the end of this row. The granny block, the 7th block will be done, and then we will be making the final block of this fish, the 8th block. Now there is a variation for the 8th block. This is the middle vein, the right side of the work now. So here every time we will start as I'm going to start now, not with the usually we used to make the center. We have to make it a flat one like this. See, we have to keep it straight like this so that we can make a tail over here. So here now this pattern for all the 5 rows of 8th block will be like this, and the left side I'll show you how to decrease it. Okay, so attach the yarn as usually in the right side of your work with the help of a slip knot. Start with chain 3, 1 double crochet stitch in the first chain space, and then chain 1, skip the granny block below, make 3 double crochet stitches in the next chain space, chain 1. So every time you will start from this side or end with this on this side by making 1 double crochet stitch in the last chain space or the first chain space. While starting it is the first chain space, and while ending it is the last chain space. So make a 1 double crochet stitch in the space and 1 double crochet stitch on the last stitch. Okay, so keep on making now. Now in between it's usual 3 double crochet stitches, chain 1 till the end. Only in the last chain space over here where the decreasing part, the left side of the work, make 2 double crochet stitches and 1 double crochet stitch on the last stitch. Okay, so keep on making like this 3 double crochet stitches in the chain spaces, chain 1 except the last one, last chain space. I'll meet you at the end of row number 1 of 8th block. Okay, so ending the row by making 2 double crochet stitches in the last chain space, 1 double crochet stitch on the top of last stitch. Row number 1 is done. Start with chain 3 for row number 2. Turn your work. Again make, without making chain space, 2 double crochet stitches in the first chain space. Again keep on making chain 1 and 3 double crochet stitches in the each of the chain spaces. Chain 1. Keep on working till the second last chain space. In the last chain space you will be making 1 double crochet stitch and 1 double crochet stitch on the top of this the last stitch. So you will be making the last stitch together. So keep on making 3 double crochet stitches, chain 1 till the second last chain space. So I'll meet you at the end of this row. So end the row by making 1 double crochet stitch in the last chain space and 1 double crochet stitch on the top of the sorry, the top of last stitch. Okay, row number 2 is done. Row number 3, start with chain 3, turn your work, and 1 double crochet stitch in the first chain space. Chain 1, skip the block, make 3 double crochet stitches, chain 1, keep on making till the second last chain space, In the last chain space, we will be making one double crochet stitch and one on the last stitch. So I'll meet you at the end. We will be making together. So till the second last chain space, make 3 double crochet stitches and chain 1. So we are at the end of row number 3, and with in the last chain space, make 1 double crochet stitch. On the top of last stitch, make 1 more double crochet stitch. Okay, so row number 3 is also done. Row number 4, start with chain 3, turn your work, 1 double crochet stitch in the first chain space, chain 1, skip the block, 3 double crochet stitches, chain 1, keep on working till the end. You will end with 1 double crochet stitch in the last chain space and 1 double crochet stitch on the last stitch. So keep on making 3 double crochet stitches, chain 1 space in all the chain spaces except the last one. Okay, so we'll make the last chain space together. So ending row number 4, make 1 double crochet stitch in the last chain space, 1 double crochet stitch on the top of last stitch. So row number 4 is done. Row number 5, start with chain 3, turn your work, 1 double crochet stitch in the first chain space, chain 1, skip the block, 3 double crochet stitches in the first next chain space, chain 1, keep on making 3 double crochet stitches, chain 1, 3 double crochet stitches, chain 1, 3 double crochet stitches, chain 1, 3 double crochet stitches, chain 1. Now you are left with 2 chain spaces. So in this chain space, make 1 double crochet stitch, chain 1, skip the block, 1 double crochet stitch and 1 double crochet stitch on the last chain space, chain 1 and cut the yarn. So your 5th row is also done. 8th granny block is done. Your basically your fish and its body, the body of the fish is completed. Okay, so this is done. Now we are going to make the tail of the fish. So for making the tail, I am using again the main color of the fish, that is the golden color that I am using. Now in the base, we have made it a straight one, the straight piece. Here we are going to make the tail of the fish. Okay, so this base, it is a straight one like this, not in a pointy one. Okay, so because it is a straight one, so here you will find there are 5 these kind of spaces, this chain 3 and single crochet stitch, means there is this connecting stitch, and then like this you may find 5 spaces like this. Now we will be working in this last stitch, the last post of the work. Okay, so take your yarn. I'm taking the main color, the main golden color I am taking for the fish. So attaching my yarn with the help of a slip knot, where I am attaching on the right side of, or where you have started the first row of 8th block. Okay, so here I have just attached it, right? Make chain 1 and single crochet in the same stitch. Now in each of the post, this space, make 2 single crochet stitches and 1 single crochet stitch on the connecting stitch, 2 single crochet stitch in the spaces, the post, and 1 in the middle connecting stitch, like this. Keep on making. So in total you must be having 15 single crochet stitches like this: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 on the top of for this middle stitch, 14 and 15. So in total I have made 15 single crochet stitches. Okay, so start with chain 1, turn your work. So now I am at the back side of the fish. So what I am going to do is the row 1 has been done with 15 single crochet stitches. Row 2 we have to make 1 single crochet stitch in the first stitch, 1 in the second stitch and 2 in the third. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third. So keep on making till the end. You must end with 20 single crochet stitches at the end of row number 2. Okay, so then after that we will start making the tail, the flary tail, or the fan of the tail at the on from third row. Okay, so I have done my 20 single crochet stitches. Now again turning my work. So now I will be working from the right side of the work. Okay, so I have reached the right side of the work. Now here I am going to start the fan like structure of the tail. See this one, 2 rows I have done this fan. Now we are going to start. Now we are going to work from this side to this side. Okay, the fan will be worked like this, not like this, but from here to this side. Okay, so here start with chain 12, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 and 12. Okay, 12 chains. Skip 2 chains from the hook. In the third chain make 1 half double crochet stitch. So in total you will be making 7 half double crochet stitches. One I have done, second in the next half double crochet stitch, third half double crochet stitch in the next, fourth in the next, fifth half double crochet stitch in the next, sixth in the next, seventh in the next. So in total I have done 7 half double crochet stitches. Now I am left with 3 chains. So in these 3 chains I am going to work 1 single crochet stitch in each of the stitches. 1 2 3. Okay, now in the base of this this tail, so slip stitch, make a slip stitch, slip stitch in the next stitch, turn your work. Now we are going to work in this flare only, or the tail only. So make 1 single crochet stitch in each of the next 3 stitches, 2 3, 1 half double crochet stitch in next of the 7 stitches, 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. Row number 2 is done. Start with row chain 2, turn your work. Again makes 1 half double crochet stitch in 7 stitches, next 7 stitches, 2 3 4 5 6 7, and 1 single crochet stitch in each of the next 3 stitches, 2 3, and here in the base, in the third stitch of the base, make a slip stitch. In the fourth stitch again make a slip stitch and turn your work. Like this keep on making till the end. Your fan like tail will be done like this. Okay, so I'll meet you once I make the fan or the flare or the tail of the fish, and then I'll show you how to make the edging of the fish. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end of this tail. Keep on making 7 half double crochet stitches and 3 double crochet stitches, 7 half double crochet stitches and 3 single crochet stitches, and slip stitch in the base. Every time you do the work, make the slip stitch in the base. Start the work by slip stitching in the base and end the work by slip stitching in the work. So you'll end up till the 20 stitches. I'll meet you at the end of this tail. Now after making the tail, you will end up at the top of this flare. Okay, so you will make one more row by making chain 2, turning your work, 7 half double crochet stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 3 single crochet stitches, 2 and 3. That's it. Now make one more slip stitch in the same base below. Okay, and then your tail is ready. Make single crochet stitch in this stitch like this. Okay, now we are going to make, this is the front side of the fish, and on the front side we are going to make one single crochet stitch for making the edging of the fish. Okay, so make one single crochet stitch in the chain space, one single crochet stitch on each of the double crochet stitches, one in the chain space, one on each of the double crochet stitch. Wherever you find the double crochet stitches on the stitch, make a stitch. In the chain space, make a chain space. Okay, but once you reach the side of the stitch, this side of the stitch is called the post. The vertical line of the stitch is called the post. So in each of the post you have to make 3 single crochet stitches while you have to skip the connecting stitch. Okay, so let me make one single crochet stitch in each of the chain spaces and in each of the stitches of this row, the top row of the 8th block. Single crochet on the top of each of the double crochet stitch and single crochet in the chain space. Now till this stitch you are done with one single crochet stitch on each of the on the top of each of the stitches and one in the chain space. Now these are the sides of the posts of the stitch. So in each of the post, what you are going to do is, this is the post, make 3 single crochet stitches, 1, 2 and 3. Now skip this connecting stitch. In the next post make 3 single crochet stitches. Skip this skip this connecting stitch. In the next post make 3 single crochet stitches. So like this, keep on making till the end. When you reach over here, this is the granny block. On the top of granny block you will find the stitches. So on the top of the stitches you will make the single crochet stitch on the stitch, one in the chain space. This is the mouth. Here in the corner make 2 single crochet stitches, except only in this chain space you will make 2 single crochet stitches, while in all other chain spaces make only 1 single crochet stitch, and repeat it till here. The same way, if you find a stitch, on the stitch make a single crochet stitch, but in the post make 3 single crochet stitches and skip the connecting stitch, and then attach slip stitch in the same color yarn and then finish it off. So I'll meet you at the end of this fish by making um, the edge of the fish. Okay, okay, so the edging is done like this. So now basic fish is ready. Now let's make the eyes. If you want to attach the googly eye with a glue, you can attach that. But I'm crocheting it. Those who want to crochet it and attach it, it's up to them. So I am taking the eyeball. You can take it as black also, or you can take it as blue also. I am making blue and white. Okay. So make a magic circle. Start with chain 2. Make 10 half double crochet stitches in the circle or in the ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Pull the end and close the loop. Single crochet stitch or slip stitch on the top of the first stitch. Cut the yarn. Round 1 is ready. Okay, now take the white color yarn, white or of white, whatever color you want to give to the eyeball, and attach the yarn in any of the stitches with the help of a slip knot. Start with chain 2, make one half double crochet stitch in the same stitch. Now in each of the stitches make 2 half double crochet stitches till the end. Like this, complete it and slip stitch on the top of this stitch, so your eye will be ready. Finish it off with a long tail, because with this white color yarn we are going to attach it or sew it, stitch it on the square or on the face of the fish. So this eye is ready. I have left with the finished it off with a long tail with the help of a tapestry needle. Keep it in the center of the square and then start stitching your eye like this, and on the face of the fish attach the eye. Your fish will be ready. So the fish table mat is ready. Hope you like my video on making this beautiful and cute project. So it's a very beautiful tea coaster of smaller fish shape is already on my channel, so you can view that. I'll give a link in the video as well, in the description box of the video. And if you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. And if you have any queries, if you have any questions, any doubts, any comments, you can write in the comment section. And don't forget to press the bell icon so that you will get the notification for each and every time I'll upload anything new. And thank you for watching my videos. Thank you once again. God bless you.